Are there any decent defense drills that you can do solo? So in defensive movement, strategically from learning and from the application of the martial arts technique, I categorize them in three different categories. So the first is the reactive movements. That is when something unexpectedly happens, how do you react? What is your movement upon just seeing it? Second is pattern recognition. When you start to learn, when you read your opponent and what he's doing and you can expect the next movement, you can foresee the next movement and you behave accordingly. Those two are very important, and those two cannot really be drilled solo at all. But the third one are generalized movements. There's general behavior in a fight that can serve as a defensive measure. For example, just keeping your hands up and moving with your hands up is certainly one of the most effective defensive drills in boxing of all possible movements. In Jiu-Jitsu as well, there's a lot of solo drills that you can do to practice your defensive movement. You can also, if you've learned how to do a sprawl, if you learn how to recognize the movement and to tell when to do a sprawl, you can practice the sprawl to become faster, smoother in the sprawling motion. If we are talking about general fighting, then most of the people here will be interested in how to defend punches. And as I've mentioned before, the most important defense solo drill that you can do at home is shadow boxing. In the beginning, you should seek out a mirror, stand in front of the mirror, pin your hands to your head, pin your elbows to your body, and then just start moving. Just slow movements up and down. You can weave side to side, you can bob up and down, and then you can start shadow boxing. Keep an eye on your movements on your head and keep the other hand always close to your head when moving. Then after you've corrected your movements, you can start shadow boxing in the room and start always walking. Movement is life. Standing still is not living. It's the same principle as if I want to, swat a fly or a mosquito. I'm just gonna wait until they sit down. Then they become a sitting duck, which also in duck hunting, I just wait for the duck to sit down and boom, it's the easiest way to shoot it, So same thing goes for boxing. If the boxer sits down and stands still, bam, that's the easiest moment to just catch him. So instead, you want to be the one that's always moving. And if you practice that movement until that's your natural behavior in a fight, you will always be moving. As soon as there's a boxing situation, hands pin up, elbows pin down, head starts moving, your feet start moving, you just start. Then you're going to be a much harder target, more difficult to defeat. Then your defensive solo drill has paid off.